Awkward stories.
There's one, but Abby won't let me tell it, so.
No, please don't.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Abby. I'm a second year MFA student in the DAME track.
And I'm Tori. I'm also a second year student in the DAME track. Our project is a combination of motion capture and virtual reality, and it's taking the story of Ruby Bridges. Ruby Bridges was the first African American child to be integrated into a white school system. We kind of want to take this experience and try and translate it into virtual reality.
Ruby Bridges' story has been told through a bunch of different mediums. There's a children's book, which is actually how this whole project started. There's also a Disney movie, there are interviews, there are pictures, there are a bunch of different ways to experience it. So we're trying to bring all of these different mediums together and see if we can create a scene and put a user in it and see what that experience is. We actually met on our first day of classes. Tori came in, walked up behind me, sat down next to me, and kind of just in one motion turned to me and said, "Hi, I'm Tori, we're gonna be best friends." And that was like the whole introduction. I went to CCAD here in Columbus, Ohio, moved up from South Florida, and while I was there, I got my BFA in animation. While I was there, I got to take a class on virtual worlds, and that was my first experience in virtual reality and in game design. And I couldn't really get away from it after that, so I wanted to be a game environment artist.
I'm from Indiana, and I got my undergraduate degree in animation from Savannah College of Art and Design, otherwise known as SCAD. While I was there, I got my minors in visual effects and rigging, so I knew that I wanted to do aspects of animation, but I didn't want to be a 3D character animator. I focus mainly on the animation and the motion capture. I want to figure out how I can direct actors within the space to use their personal techniques to elicit confusion and fear and anger and sadness and guilt, all within this specific narrative.
If you look at it, comparing it to theater, Tori's focus is mostly on the performers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right?
Yeah.
And I think I'm mostly focusing on the stage, so I'm interested in how the environment itself impacts the user, how we can build this scene and how different people will react to that scene in different ways, and how we can build the scene as it relates to a true story and something that is very important and very relevant today. A question that's always been really interesting for me from the beginning, from coming into here, is kind of that Jurassic Park question of, you can do this, but should you do this? Is this a good thing to do to people? And we've had conversations about this project being something that could be terrifying for a lot of ways. There are a lot of ways to push this medium to be absolutely horrific. And there are ways to push it to make it impactful and a learning experience, and finding that really, really fine line and, determining whether this is something that VR should be used for, or if this is something that should be a more traditional learning experience. So that's an unanswered question, but it's something that we definitely have to think about as we go.